Welcome to Winter Garden Storytime. Today we are reading with permission of Learner Publishing Group, It's Winter by Linda Glaser and Susan Swan. Text right copyright of 2002 by Linda Glaser. Illustration copyright of 2002 by Susan Swan. Read with the permission of Millbrook Press, a division of Learner Publishing Group, Inc. All rights reserved. No part of this text excerpt may be used or reproduced in any manner whatsoever without the prior written permission of Learner Publishing Group, Inc.
Hello, friends! Welcome! It's me, Pinky Jackalope. Welcome to Garden Story Time. I'm here with my good friend, Miss Sarah. She's going
Hi,
to tell you a wonderful story today about what happens to plants and animals when winter comes. I know what I like to do when winter comes. I like to snuggle inside under a warm blankie with some hot chocolate. But Miss Sarah, sometimes I wonder about the squirrels and the trees and all the other living things that are still outside. What do they do in the winter time? I think some of my Head Start friends probably wonder about that too. Glad you came today, because we're going to talk about that, huh, Miss Sarah?
Yes. Hi, Pinky, and hi, Head Start friends. I'm Miss Sarah, and I work for an organization called Kids Gardening. And we love to help kids growing, playing, and learning in the garden. And there's still things you can do in the garden outside during the winter, too. As Pinky said, today we are going to look at a couple of examples of how animals and people and plants get ready for winter and how they can help each other during the winter, because it really is an amazing time of year. And even though there's lots of fun, indoor, cozy things to do, you can still do things outside too. So let's start out by just thinking about what it is like outside during the winter and how it is different than the other seasons. So have your
Mhm.
teacher put in some of your ideas into the chat to share, everyone. What do you notice about winter, Pinky?
Well, where I live, the sun takes a really long time to come up in the morning time. And then it goes to bed super early. And
Hmm.
when I go outside, I see that most of the trees, they don't have any leaves anymore. And the grass is kind of brown. And sometimes there's snow on the ground. And then when I go outside, my nose gets super cold.
Oh, I bet it does. These are some amazing observations, Pinky. During the winter, the days are a lot shorter and it's also colder outside. But do you think you can still have fun outside?
Oh yeah, yeah. I love to have fun outside. I like digging in snow. Oh, and I like looking for neat things like pine cones.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. Head Start friends, what is your favorite thing to do outside during the winter? Do you like to play in the snow? Do you like to take a walk in the park? Do you like to feed the birds? Have your teachers write in some of the things that you like to do in the chat so we can share with all of our friends. And Pinky, I'm wondering when you're doing all of your fun stuff outside, what do you like to wear when you go outside? Do you like to wear the same things that you do in summer? Like, do you wear your swimsuit outside?
Oh, that would be very silly. You have to wear warm clothes when it's cold outside. I have some of them with you. Do you want to see?
Yes, yes. Why don't we show our friends what you like to wear during the winter time? And
Okay,
Head Start
I'll be right back.
sounds good. And Head Start friends, what do you like to wear to stay happy and healthy in the outdoors? I like to wear fuzzy sweaters and big coats and socks, and I like to put on my gloves and share that in the chat with us too. Let me show you. Here's my favorite hat to wear out in the garden during the winter. It keeps my ears nice and warm. I wonder if Pinky has her warm clothes on yet.
Are you ready to see?
We're ready. We're ready.
Okay, here I come. One, two, three.
Wow, you look so much warmer. That is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
beautiful.
I have my hat on, see?
Yes.
And I've got my warm scarf. Mm,
Oh, you look ready to go.
I'm
So,
very ready, yeah.
yeah. What do you think that animals and plants do when it's cold outside to stay happy in the winter?
Oh, well, they don't put on hats and gloves and scarves, that's for sure.
Yeah, and usually you don't see that, do you? But
No.
instead, they have built-in ways to get warm. So for instance, animals, they grow extra thick fur during the winter. It's kind of like putting on a permanent winter coat. They
Oh,
also
that's
like
a
to
good idea.
store food away so that they have things to eat. Like
Mm-hmm.
squirrels will bury acorns and nuts that they can eat later. And then there's other animals that actually like to sleep during the winter. They do what's called hibernating, and they will huddle
Oh,
together in their nest and dens and underground to stay warm that way.
that's really smart. That sounds really cozy. But Miss Sarah, what about plants? They don't grow extra fur to stay warm.
Yes, but they have different things that they do too. A lot of plants do something called go dormant.
Dormant. Well, what is that?
So dormant is it's sort of like hibernating in that animals do. So what they do is the plants they really slow down and they stop growing as much during the winter. So sometimes some of the plants will actually drop their leaves. So let me
Oh,
show you an example here.
hey, that's a branch with no leaves on it.
Yeah, so this is a sweet gum tree and it's lost its leaves and this is what it looks like during the winter. Now, if you can see, can you guys see the little things at the very top that are kind of shiny at the top? These are called the plant buds, and this is where the baby leaves are stored over the winter. And as soon as
Huh?
it starts getting warm again, the leaves will start growing there. But this is what it looks like all winter, and it's saving energy that way.
That's really smart.
Yeah. But there's also some other ones that keep their leaves. Pinky, have you ever seen any that are still green outside during the winter?
Oh, yeah, there's a tree outside my house. It looks kind of like a Christmas tree. It's still all green, even though it's really cold outside.
Great. So there are some trees, they're called evergreens because they stay green all year round and they have different adaptations for staying surviving the winter.
Wait, they have different what?
An adaptation. That is a special
Adaptation.
trait that helps them to stay happy in their environment even when it's cold.
Oh, good. I want the trees to be happy.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's very different.
Yes, so here's an example. This is part of a pine tree, and you can see some of the special traits that they have or adaptations they have. See how they're tiny and skinny? These
Yeah.
skinny leaves help hold in keep them from getting too cold. And if snow falls on them, it can slide right off really easily. And also, if you touch them, if you feel them, they're really smooth because they're coated in a waxy coat. And that helps them hold on to water during the winter when it's dry outside. And so that they don't, and they also have special chemicals inside that keep them from freezing. So they have lots of different ways that they stay healthy and happy during the winter.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
love that.
And another cool thing is that instead of having flowers, a lot of them have cones. And
Cones.
this is they make their seeds inside of pine cones. And can you see how these would be a little bit hardier in the winter than a flower would be?
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot better off in a snowbank than a poor little flower.
Yes. And then there are some other plants too that actually hold on to their leaves all during the winter too. And look, they even sometimes have berries. And these, just like the pine trees, the leaves are coated kind of in a waxy substance, and that kind of helps them, stay a little bit warmer and hold on to that water. And the cool thing is when they have their berries on them, this can be good food for those animals and for the birds that don't go to sleep during the winter. So they're very important, these plants with the berries.
So they help keep the animals happy too. That's amazing. Job, evergreens.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Because we all need to work together to experience and be connected during the seasons. And that's how
Hmm.
they can all work together and stay happy and healthy in the winter. So now,
Yay!
yay! So now we're going to read our story, which is all about celebrating winter and how much fun it
Oh,
can be. It is called It's Winter, and it's by
sure
Linda
is.
Glaser, and it's illustrated by Susan Swan. Today we're reading it with permission of Millbrook Press, a division of Learner Publishing Group Inc. So
Yay!
let's read It's Winter. Let's see what they're doing in this book. All right, the first page. It's winter. I chase and zigzag here and there, catching snowflakes in the air. They land on my face and in my hair. I stick out my tongue and catch one. Yum! Has anyone ever had a snowflake and tried a snowflake before?
Yeah, it's so cold.
It is cold, but isn't that fun to catch it and get to taste?
Nah, I love it.
Flakes and flakes float down, down, down. Some melt, but some stick when they touch the bare ground. I can hardly wait to wake up and see how deep the snow will finally be. Head Start friends, have you ever gone to bed at night and there's no snow, and then you wake up in the morning and look out the window and you see snow? Isn't that so magical and fun?
It's such an amazing surprise.
Exactly. It's so much fun to see it change like that. Let's look on the next page. Oh, look, she's out there with her puppy, and the puppy has a sweater too. How
Aw, hi,
much
puppy.
fun! We're all bundled up in warm snowsuits with scarves and hats and mittens and boots. So
Boots
she,
are really important. Yeah.
it's winter. Bare branches reach up high, sketching brown patterns in the sky. There's a tap, tap, tap. I look up and see a woodpecker pecking at the tree.
Oh, I
Look
see
there.
him. I see him.
You see the woodpecker? You see him? There he is. So, this is one of those trees that adapts by losing its leaves. Oh, look at all that snow. My breath comes out in small white puffs. I trudge in my snow boots, going squeak, crunch, crunch.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes we hear different sounds in the winter too, like the sound of crunching through the snow. That's kind of
Yeah,
special, isn't it?
that's a neat sound.
Yeah. Oh, one day I get a letter from my grandma and grandpa who live down south in Florida. They say it's hot and sunny. Ooh, that seems strange and funny. But you know what? Winter is different in lots of different places. There are some places where there's not a lot of snow. It still gets
Yeah,
a little bit colder and the days can be a little bit shorter, but maybe it's not quite as cold.
that's a very different kind of winter.
Yes. Oh, but meanwhile, up in the north, little brown bats are hibernating. They
Mhm.
don't eat or move, they barely breathe. They all huddle together and sleep, sleep, sleep. So there.
Oh,
Yeah, they're cuddling together. And the same here. This is inside this hollow tree. There's a honeybee hive. The honeybees hardly seem alive, but they're staying warm by crowding together, all taking turns huddled in the center. So they actually move around a little bit, and because in the center it's super warm, and
oh, that's smart.
they take
That's
turns.
nice that they take turns, huh?
Isn't that? Way, way down under my feet. You ever thought about what goes on under your feet in the ground during the winter?
Whoa, what's going on down there?
Oh, look at all the fun stuff. Way down under
Oh,
my feet. Turtles, snakes, and earthworms are fast asleep. Groundhogs are also curled in sleep. Their hearts go so slowly they barely beat. Chipmunks sleep underground on piles of nuts and seeds. Sometimes they wake up, take a quick snack, and then go back to sleep.
hey,
How
I do
fun
that
is
sometimes too.
that? They get to sleep on top of their snack and it helps keep them warm, and then they wake up and have a little snack. I think that's super fun. Okay. But even here up north, not all animals are asleep. Deer
Hmm,
come to eat the tender twigs and barks of trees.
yeah.
And gray squirrels leap from branch to branch and tree to tree. Whee!
Oh, there it goes.
There it goes. And every day I scatter birdseed, then lots of birds swoop down to eat. We get
Yay!
sparrows and cardinals, blue jays and chickadees, and they eat and cheep, cheep, cheep. How much fun to watch is that?
Cheep, cheep, cheep.
Cheep,
I
cheep.
love birds.
The sun sets early, the days seem short. Even before dinner, it's already dark. So we talked about how, oops, and I'm hiding. I don't know if friends can see this or not, but
Oh, look how well he hides in the snow. You can barely see him.
you can, right? I spot a snowshoe hare, which is a type of bunny or rabbit, just sitting there. Its white coat blends in with the snow, but soon in the spring, its fur will turn brown to blend in with the ground. So this
Oh,
animal actually changes colors during the year. Isn't that cool?
that is amazing. Mine never changes color. I'm always pink.
Oh, well, that's good. That way we
Yeah, I like pink.
know. One day we notice that some snow is melting. The sun feels stronger. The ground is getting warmer. Soon, very soon, spring will be here. But right now, it's still winter.
Winter!
Oh, I hope we get another snow. It's winter. It's winter. Whoopee for winter.
Yay for winter!
You think they like winter?
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah, they do. So, isn't it cool to think about all the special things out in nature during winter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you can find some time to bundle up and go out and explore and look for plants that have some that have lost their leaves and like this. And maybe you can see if you can find some buds. And also look around and see if you can find them some that still have their leaves on them too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna watch the squirrels. I want to see all the extra fur that they're wearing to keep them warm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And see them looking for the food that they buried in the fall that they're going to eat. So
They're
there's lots
jumping in the trees.
jumping in the trees. So just remember, just like us, plants and animals find their own ways to stay happy and healthy during the winter months.
Oh, I'm so glad. That makes me feel better too. I'm glad that they know how to be happy in winter.
Exactly. So before we go today, we are going to sing a little song that's all about winter slumbers. And we're
Ooh,
going to sing it to the tune of Frere Jacques. But before we get started singing, let's practice a few movements to go along with the song, okay? So
love
part
it.
of the song starts about snow is falling. So can everybody show me like snow is falling? Because it's really gentle, right? And another part of the song says time to rest. So do something that makes you think that you're resting. And we're going to talk about some different animals, and you can come up with your own way to demonstrate the animals. Okay?
Oh, yeah,
So here
that's a
we
great idea. Okay, okay.
sound good. Okay, everybody get your
Mm-hmm.
snow ready and your resting face ready. Okay, and first one we're going to do is a fuzzy bear. So,
Oh,
are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Fuzzy Bear? Fuzzy Bear. Snow is falling, snow is falling. Time to rest,
hmm.
time to rest. All right, next up is going to be the little plants. All right,
Yay!
let's use this plant that is actually has no leaves on it. Are
That would just
you
be.
That would work, right? Are you sleeping? Are you
Hmm.
sleeping, little plants? Little plants. Snow is falling, snow is falling. Time to rest, time
Hmm.
to rest. All right, the next one is going to be bumblebees. And I brought my bumblebee to share with us.
Oh, he's so cute, little bumblebee.
There he is. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, bumblebees? Bumblebees. Snow is falling, snow is falling. Time to rest,
Hmm.
time to rest. All right, next thing up is the leafy trees. These are the ones that still have some leaves on them, the evergreens that we see that keep our landscapes looking bright.
Hey!
Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Leafy trees, leafy trees. snow is falling, time to rest, time to rest. All right, the next thing are the tiny mouse. So the tiny mouse has probably found some place to stay nice and warm and cuddled together. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Tiny mouse, tiny mouse. Snow is falling. Time to rest, time to rest. And the last thing we're going to talk about is the green grass that's underneath the snow. It's resting for now until spring comes. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Green grass, green grass. Snow is falling. Time to rest, time to rest. Well, friends, thank you so much for celebrating winter with us today. I hope that you will get a chance to go outside in your garden and see what's going on out there.
Yeah, and
Today,
have all kinds of fun throwing snowballs and going skiing and looking at all the fun natural things out there.
exactly. So I hope you'll join us again. Our next story time for spring will be on March 13th. And we've also put some activities together for your teachers so that you have some ideas of some things that you can do in the winter too. So when you download them, there's some ideas for using pine cones to paint. So you can
Mm.
put a pine cone in a can and also a piece of paper in the can and then put a few drops of paint, close the can, and then shake it up. And then you get a fun painting out. You take it out of the can and you get a fun painting. We also have
Sounds
some ideas.
amazing.
It's a lot of fun. And we have some ideas for creating bird feeders. And we
Oh,
also have a fun scavenger hunt. You can take this outside with you and look to see, find all these things that you can find outdoors in nature and in your garden during the winter.
well, that looks like lots of fun. I like to go out and look for things.
Oh, I know. It is lots of fun. And you can make some prints in the snow. And teachers, if you would like to learn more about gardening and Head Start and Early Head Start, make sure to join us on February 19th for a webinar where we're going to look at exploring social emotional learning through nature focused children's literature. And we hope that all of you will have a wonderful day today. This is a wonderful place, and you're a wonderful you. Have a wonderful day, Head Start.
Hi, Head Start.